Greater Charlotte. We are live for our August 2018 real estate market update. So I am going to go to get into something very specific today in terms of kind of what's going on in the market and what I see happening with pricing in the market right now. And I'm going to go through some pricing strategies as well. Before I do that, I just want to let you guys know we still have our summer editions of our seller guide and our buyer guide. So these are really good just guides if you're thinking of selling your home, how to prepare for a sale, how to price your home properly, how to get the most amount of money, least amount of time, least amount of hassles. That's sort of what we're known for at High Performance Real Estate Advisors. And we have a seller guide and also a buyer guide. The market now is, it's interesting, you know, every sub-market, every subdivision, every price point, every area of Charlotte is a different market. And a lot of the people that we meet with when they're considering selling their home, they're influenced by sort of what's going on in the news and those sorts of things. And that really doesn't give you the entire story. So make sure you check with us in terms of what is actually going on in the market. I want to share something with you here that's really impacted the way that I look at the market. And actually, before I do that, I want to show you what you have access to through us. And so if you are considering selling your home, we have access to up-to-date, and this is sort of a monthly market snapshot, but for any area of town. So if you live in Mecklenburg County, if we have access to the broader market in general. If I go back here, so let's say I happen to live in Waxhaw, so we can get information on what's going on in Waxhaw in terms of, new listings, pending sales, closed sales, median sales price. I want to go through the Charlotte region just real quick, what we're seeing in terms of some of the numbers going on right now. So this first section here on the left, this July, it basically compares July 2017 through July 2018. So we are, 8, 9, maybe 10 years into, if you consider the last peak market that we had, we're probably 10 years in, right? So even more, like 2006, 2007, we're 2018. So we're 10 plus years into peak to peak, whenever our peak really is. So we are anticipating a slowdown in the market, and I'm carefully watching these numbers on your behalf. So if you do consider making a move, either buy or sell, we'll be able to give you the most up-to-date information. So right now, 2017 through 2018, we saw just pretty much a wash in terms of new listings coming to the market. We saw an increase in pending sales this year, 12.5% increase in pending sales. Some of that could be due to the fact that interest rates have gone up a couple times. Buyers are getting out there and being more aggressive and getting homes under contract. What else is interesting here? So we're still trending down in terms of days on market until sale, so 42 versus 36. And then cumulative days is down as well. And then our inventory of homes is still down month over month. So that's an indicator to really show us the number of homes that are available for sale. We still have a shrinking inventory, and our months supply of inventory went from 2.9 months to 2.4 months. That's down 17.2%. So we're still in a strong seller's market, and we expect those numbers over the next who knows how long. If I knew exactly when the market was going to shift in buyers' favor, I'd probably not be doing this this webinar or this market update right now. We're watching it closely though. So if you have any questions or you need to consider selling your home, we have the ability to zero in on your specific neighborhood, your specific home, and give you a very tight range in terms of what your home will sell for, advice on different pricing strategies that you can use, and I'll go over some of that here in a second. If you look at the 7 months, 2017 versus 2018, what's interesting here? Let's see if there's anything interesting. So price points are, they're relatively interesting. There's not anything too exciting there. Still days on market is trending down, even if you look at the 7 months compared to the 7 months. But generally, the thing that pops out on this one is that our inventory is still down 16% year over year, and our month supply of inventory is down as well. And we're still getting homes. They're staying on the market for a shorter period of time. And so just some good information for you there. I want to slow down a little bit and really explain this next part of what I'm going to go through. So as a real estate professional, and I think just the way God made me, I really love data because numbers generally don't lie. And I know there's a lot of emotions involved in real estate, and there's reasons why you would sell or maybe not sell. And we're really sensitive to the fact that, you know, there's a very specific want or need that you have as a potential client of ours, and we take that into consideration. And then the other side of that is helping you understand exactly what's going on in the market, just the way you would any other highly trusted expert advisor that you have in your life. So we're very different from traditional agents that are out there that are really focused on what's the shortcut to a commission check. Our approach is really how can we serve this client at the highest level, even if it means that we don't get paid now. So if it's better for you to sell next year or wait out the next cycle or see what happens in 2019, we're going to give you the best advice we possibly can. I want to go through a dynamic that's happening in the market right now. So I want to use an example of, let's just pick 28277 as a zip code. And this isn't a specific pricing strategy. It's a 20,000 foot view of the market. So we're kind of helicoptering up here. And let's choose 300 to 400,000. Let's say there's a $350,000 sort of price house out there that we're meeting with a potential seller. And I'm going to give you advice just like I would, or show you the data just like I would a potential seller. So let's pull up this chart here. It's called the target price range, sales price versus original price. So SP to OP comparison. And this is the last 365 days. It's a little tough to see this here. Let me click on average days on market. But the data down here is what I want to go through with you here. So if we were sitting together, I would basically say, so the good news is, Mr. Sellers, that 352 homes have sold in the last 365 days in 28277 between 300 and 400,000. So 352 were successful. What most agents won't tell you is that there were probably an additional 352 homes that failed to sell. So keep in mind that the data here, these dots, the filled in and the hollow circles on this chart here, these are only the folks that have been successful in selling. And so that's 352. You can either, there's three outcomes if we agree to do business together. The first is that you could sell without requiring a price adjustment. So you hit the market at the right price, we get interested buyers in there, they buy your property. Or you get a little aggressive, and so we price the home ahead of where the market might indicate it's worth. We get some interest, but we have to adjust our price to get an offer and close on the property. That's the second outcome. Or the third is that you're not a dot on here and you don't sell. You just don't do the right thing with pricing, or you pick a weaker agent that doesn't have a proven marketing plan and hasn't done this thousands of times. So let's go through the two outcomes that have a successful sale. So 223, you can see this down here. Let me pull up my handy dandy annotate spotlight here. So 223 down here successfully listed their property and sold without requiring a price reduction. They listed on average for $348,886. They sold for $346,797, 99.4% of their original list price. So their original list price, they sold in 10 days, and they sold for $142 a square foot. All right, so that's one set of data. The other 129 of the 352 listed for $372,635. They sold for $350,873, or 94.2% of their original price. They sold in 62 days, so 6 times longer on market, and they had 1.9 price reductions. So it took them 6 times longer to sell. They had to have basically 2 price reductions to get a buyer interested. And then you'll notice that they sold for $135 a square foot, $7 per square foot less on a 2,600 square foot home. So I'm going to do the math here on that. So $7 times 2604. So they lost $18,000 because they aired on the top end. They basically got a little greedy in their approach to the market. So it's a strategy. It typically isn't the best strategy if you want to get top dollar for your property. A lot of sellers think that top dollar means more days on market because you need to be patient. The data has never shown that in any market ever. It's actually more polarizing right now in a tighter market that, folks that pick the right price out of the gate, they're getting more money, their homes are selling quicker, and they don't need price reductions. And the data is clear in every market, in every price range. And so I thought that'd be helpful just to go through that. Obviously, we can zero in on any area. We've sold 3,000 plus homes over Greater Charlotte in pretty much every area we work. And the benefit of having, we have 60,000 buyers in our database at this point. And the benefit of that for you is that we have buyers searching literally in every neighborhood almost in Greater Charlotte. And the way we advertise our listings, we cast a very broad net, really nationwide, even worldwide, in terms of searching for buyers for our sellers and aggressively going after them. We call our database when we take a listing. We circle prospect inside the database to make sure we communicate with buyers looking for properties that we list. Do I want to show you that? Yeah, let me show you that real quick. I'm going to log into our buyer database. And just so when you sort of hear, let's see. So when you hear us talk about, even on the radio, we'll talk about, let's see. So let's take one of our listings. So when you hear us talk about a database of 60,000 buyers, so we can pull up one of our buyers here and we can hit, so best fit leads. This is for a home in Indian Trail. And we can basically pull up the folks that might be interested in, a home similar to this listing that we just took. So this is the way we go about searching for buyers for our listings. And of course, it's sluggish here, but basically 45 buyers are active on the site searching for a home like this new listing that we just took. And they're in contact with one of our agents on our team already about this property. And we do a good job of lead scoring. So if I go to the main screen here, I just want to show you what I mean when I talk about, or when you hear us sort of talk about, if I clear out this here, you'll see this number up here. So we have a database of 63,354 active buyers in our database. And so not everyone is going to turn into a sale, or not everyone's going to be ideal for your property, but we have an active database of folks that we communicate with once we take a listing and we get a listing active on the market. So that's all I've got for you today. If you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to us. It's marketing@hprea.com. That's marketing@hprea.com. If you want that buyer guide or the seller guide or anything we can help you with, even if you're just thinking about getting your home on the market, there's a lot of things going on right now in our local market, and even just Greater Charlotte, but also just in different areas, different price points, and make sure you get an expert opinion and in terms of your needs and your wants and an ideal outcome for you and your family. We stand behind our promise to get our folks top dollar in as little time as possible, with the least amount of hassles possible, and to put you and your needs at the center of everything we do. And that's all I've got for you. So anything you need, reach out to us, marketing@hprea.com, and we'll see you at the closing table. Bye-bye.